Deer Lion Yoga. I'm Becky, and in today's practice, we're going to work on warming up our hamstrings, our spine, and also work on opening up our shoulders. As we move through the practice and your body opens up through a range of motion, start to notice the fluctuations of your mind. Notice as your thoughts maybe become farther and farther away. Just like a ripple in the water that slowly moves into stillness. Like the Bhagavad Gita says, yoga is the evenness of the mind. And with that, let's begin today's practice. For today's practice, we're going to begin on our back. If you have a strap at home, you may want that for the next series of poses. So you can grab that. So laying flat on your back, we'll start with the right leg, bringing it in and hugging it to your chest. So flexing both feet here, wrapping your hands around the shin and pulling it tightly into the chest. Shoulders are resting here, head is resting on the ground, and you're pulling both legs in towards the midline. Taking a couple breaths. Good, and then wrapping your fingers behind your hamstring. We're slowly going to open up the leg so the bottom of the foot is pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale, bending. Exhale, pushing it back up. Inhale, bending. Exhale, pushing the leg back up. One more time, inhale, bending. Exhale, pushing the leg up. So leaving the leg where it is, see if you can take your arms down to the side without moving your leg. Keeping the knee as straight as possible here. Good. Then inhale, bringing the leg straight down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Good. So now we're going to take our fingers and intertwine them and place them behind your calf. So this is where your strap might come in handy. So you want your shoulders to be resting, finding a softness towards the ground. And you also want your leg to be straight. So if your leg starts to bend, maybe you bring your leg a little bit closer down to the ground. And then see if you can bring it back towards your body. So you're giving and pulling, kind of negotiating here with your body. So you may want to take a strap and wrap it around the ball of your foot. And then you can bring the strap in closer to your body. So this also works. So either or. Taking a couple breaths here. Looking at your left toes. If they start to splay outward, bringing them back in towards the midline. So keeping everything engaged here. Good. And then on your next breath, releasing the strap if you have it, or releasing your fingers, and then bringing your legs slowly back down to the mat. Good. So moving to the other side, taking that left leg, hugging it into your chest, and then we're flexing both feet here. Shoulders resting easy ahead on the ground. Slowing the breath down. And then taking your hands, bringing them to your hamstrings, and straightening that left leg up. Inhale, bending. Exhale, leg back up. Inhale, bending. Exhale, leg back up. One more time. Inhaling, leg bending. Exhale, straightening that leg back up. Good, and then releasing the hands to either side of you, seeing if you can keep your leg right where it was. Bringing the whole leg down. Exhaling up. Inhaling down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. This time, intertwining your fingers behind your calf. Bringing the shoulders down to the ground if you can, resting. Or again, taking the strap if you'd like, wrapping it around the ball of your foot, and then grabbing the strap and bringing it closer toward your body. If your knee starts to bend again, bringing the leg closer down to the mat so that you can straighten it, and then maybe bringing it back closer to the body. So finding that range of movement. Again, checking in with your right foot, so making sure it's flexed, then it's moving in towards the midline. One more breath here. And then releasing and bringing your leg beside your right. Good, so bringing both knees into the chest, giving them a hug. And then start to rock forward and backward, and all the way up into a seat. Good, so then we're rolling over onto our hands and knees into tabletop. So I'll scoot back here so you can see me. Okay, so tabletop position. Fingers spread wide, wrists aligned under our shoulders, knees are aligned under our hips. Our spine begins at neutral. Inhaling to a cat, so rounding the spine, drawing the belly button up. Exhale through to cow. Inhale up to cat. Exhale through to cow, so dropping the belly button, lifting our eyes forward. One more time through each. Inhaling up to cat. Exhaling through to cow. Good. Inhaling, returning to a neutral spine. So from here, tuck your toes under. Begin to press the ground away as your knees lift off the mat. Slowly start to straighten your legs, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, making your way into the first down dog. Warming up the feet, pedaling them out, the right and then the left. Finding movement here, whatever feels good to you, maybe rocking forward and backward. Start to bring the heels of your feet towards the ground. Maybe leaving a large bend to the legs. And then slowly straightening maybe a little bit more. Good. Inhaling the right leg up and then bending at the knee to open up the hips, looking underneath your right armpit. And then exhale, bringing it through and planting it in between your hands. We're opening up to a warrior two pose here. Good. So your right leg is bent, your knee is aligned over your ankle, making sure you can still see your big toe. Shoulders are up, back and down, and you're looking right past that middle finger of your right hand. Inhale, straightening your right leg. We're reaching forward, and then we're coming down and leaving our left arm goes up towards the ceiling. So we're opening up here, opening up our left shoulder and our chest. Triangle pose here. Moving back through to a warrior two on your next breath.
And then pinwheeling down, framing your front foot. We're stepping forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. And then bringing them to our heart center. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you're stepping your left leg back here and dropping down to a low lunge. Taking your hands, intertwining them, and pressing into your right leg. So lengthening up here. Crown of the head towards the ceiling. Breathing. Good. So we're going to come back into a runner's lunge. So straightening that right leg. So your knee is aligned over or under your hip here. So the right leg straightens and you bring your toes up towards the ceiling. Now as you can see, you want the knee aligned under the hip, so you may have to scoot your left leg back a little bit to do so. And that's fine. Good. And then taking the right and left hand and planting on either side of your leg. Staying here for just another breath. Good. And then walking forward. Stepping back into a plank. Holding it here. Feeling strong, feeling the energy. And then dropping your knees. We're going to melt our heart towards the ground. So walking your hands out. Again, you want to keep your knees and your hips almost aligned. Your hips may come slightly forward here, and that's okay. So this is opening up the shoulders. We're melting the heart towards the ground. So maybe your chest can meet the ground here, and maybe not. If not, you can rest your forehead on the ground. Maybe you rest your chin on the ground. And you'll start to feel your shoulders open up. It's a pretty intense stretch. Good. So slowly coming out of it, walking your hands back. Good. And then tucking the toes, pressing back up into a downward facing dog. So moving to the left side, inhaling your left leg up, bending at the knee, opening up the hip, looking out under your left armpit. Exhale, bringing the leg forward, stepping it in between the hands, opening up to our warrior two. Same alignment cues here. Knee aligned over the ankle. Shoulders up, back, and down. Looking over that middle finger. Good. Start to straighten that left leg. Reaching forward, coming into our extended triangle pose. Looking up towards your right hand. Opening up the chest, bringing the shoulder back. And then breathing through to our warrior two again. Pinwheeling down, framing that front foot, stepping forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, folding. Inhaling our arms all the way up. And then exhaling them down to our heart. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping the right leg back, dropping into our low lunge. Taking our hands, intertwining and pressing into the left leg this time. Lengthening, bringing the chest up, the head up, spine long. Good, and then coming back into that runner's lunge. So bringing that left leg, straightening it out, and then bringing your left toes towards the ceiling.
Again, you may need to scoot your right leg back a little bit to keep the hips aligned under the knee.
Hands on either side of the left leg. Good, so feeling a stretch all underneath the left side leg here, the hamstrings. Good, walking back forward, planting the hands and stepping back into our plank. Holding here, fingers spread wide, pressing into the ground. Feeling that strength. Good, dropping the knees down to the ground, moving into our melting heart again. So, walking the hands forward, and then dropping your chest towards the ground. Again, maybe your chest reaches the ground. You can rest your chin on the ground, or if those are not available to you, you can just rest your forehead on the ground. And then breathe in here. Good, so slowly coming out of this pose, walking your hands back. This time we're gonna fall straight into a child's pose. So falling back onto the heels of your feet, forehead rests on the ground, arms lay down beside your body here, and letting your shoulders just rest easy, just letting them fall, finding a softness in them. Taking a couple deep breaths. Good, so coming out of the pose, slowly rising from our child's pose. So we'll just return at the top of our mat in a cross-legged seat. And we'll end here with a couple rounds of breath. So inhaling your arms up. Exhale, bringing them to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bringing your arms down. So intertwining the fingers behind the back. You're taking a deep inhale. Exhale, pressing the palms towards the mat. Good, and one more, inhaling up. Exhale the hands to the heart. I invite you all to take a 5 to 10 minute Shavasana, or maybe move to put your legs up the wall for 5 to 10 minutes. But we'll end today's practice here. Thank you for joining me. May the light in me honor the light in you. Until next week, namaste.